we've got to cast our cares on him.
Not have the woe is me.
Right.
Actually do a mirror test.
Exactly.
To find out whether or not you have done something.
And so, as my wife said, not to, as she says, not have the woe is me. Not begin to make it seem as if, well, I'm the only one who ever go through. Never go right for me, and on and on. That's the attitude that kept our forefathers in the wilderness, complaining. You see, and so an 11-day journey became a 40-year expedition that they never saw the promised land. And so we've got to be careful that we do not become complainers, but rather that we, number one, remember what Job did in chapter 1. The scriptures tells us that he fell prostrate and he worshiped. And he said, naked came I into this world, and naked will I leave. Blessed be the name of Yahuwah. And so in spite of what it looks like, in spite of what we're going through, we still have got to be able to say, and it's not in our own strength, but it's the Ruach that is within us that allows us and empowers us to do this, that in spite of what the circumstance is, we can say, blessed be the name of Yah. Okay. I had read up until verse 9, I believe. Let the stars of the... Okay, let them curse it. They're talking about him. Verse 8, he said, let them curse the day that curse it, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight therefore be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. Because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. And again, when we begin to suffer and we begin to become what's the word there? We begin to become somewhat complacent, meaning that our attention begins to shift from Yah. Then we begin, if we're not careful, to credit things for things in our lives that had nothing to do with it coming about. Okay, and so it is Yah who opened the womb of Job's mother. But here Job is saying that it is the day of his birth that opened the womb. You see, and that's a sign of depression and complacency. You see, and so Job's friends were not the friends that they should be, and if they were, they would have kept him from getting to this point, but they were. And so here the servant of Yah, after suffering so much, he finds himself in a state of depression, but yet in this state he refused to curse the Most High, but he begins now to credit different things for things they did not do. And so he credits the day for opening the womb of his mother. Okay, verse 10, verse 11. Why died I not from the womb? So he says, why didn't I just die from the womb? I've asked myself, I've said that of myself before. I grew up with an abusive father. And there were many times that I wished that I would just die, or that I was never born, or that somebody else was my father. And then there was a time when I was young, and I was thinking materialistically, and I was wishing that somebody else was, some rich person was my parent, and so Job says, why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost, give up the ruach, the spirit, the nefesh, when I came out of the belly? Okay, why? It's okay. So if I didn't die in the womb, why didn't I die as soon as I came out? I would have been much better off. Why did the knees prevent me? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast, that I should suck? For now should I have lain. And prevent there, the word prevent there, just want to point out, when you read the scriptures, now this is Old English, and I'm reading from a King James version of the scriptures. I just change words as I go along to what they should more properly. A more proper translation from the Hebrew. But now this is Old English, and even in the Hebrew language changes, meaning definitions changes to some degree over time. And so when you see the word prevent here, it's not saying, he said, why did the knees prevent me? Now today when we think of prevent, we're thinking of stopping. But here he's saying, why did the knees bring me forth? You see, so it's like abhor, abhor in the scriptures have a totally different meaning than it does to us today. Abhor or arbor means to entertain something in the scriptures. And maybe I have it flipped around here, but hopefully you get the point. And today it means to hate something. Vice versa, one way or the other. I might have it flipped. Forgive me if I do, and you can please correct me if I have it wrong there. For now, okay, so why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? Okay, why was there even breast for me to suck? I would have much rather starve as a child, is what he is saying. Verse 13, for now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. Okay, now with that, I wanna just point out something. We were having a discussion last week, even after the studies. Our coach had some questions, and I'd made a point, because see, we have been taught in growing up in church and in Christianity, we are taught that when a person dies, they immediately go to heaven, or they immediately go to hell. And for a long time I believed that, and I taught that. But y'all wouldn't have me steadily begin to open my eyes to different just words in the scriptures, and cause me to want to dig deeper. And so I began to dig deeper. And what the scriptures teaches us, scriptures doesn't teach that when we die, we go directly to heaven to be with the Most High. That's not what the scriptures teaches. That's what Christianity teaches. And that's what the Christian translators, in translating the scriptures, they translate it in such a way to make it seem that way. Okay, and so here in Job chapter 13, it's dealing with this truth. Okay, because Job is saying that had I died, whether in the womb or as soon as I came out the womb, he says, I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. Now you have the Jehovah Witnesses who teaches this eternal sleep, and that's false also. Okay, but the scriptures does teach that when a person dies, they go to sleep. Okay, you do not go to hell immediately, you do not go to heaven immediately, but you go to sleep. You cease consciousness. I mean, you're in a state of unconsciousness until the resurrection. And so I want to just look at a couple verses real quick that speaks about that. And again, this verse here in Job is speaking about that in verse 13. Okay, he says, for now should I have lain still. For now should I have lain still. Job didn't say that I would be in heaven kneeling at the altar, at the throne, praising with the angels.